7 habits that are secretly destroying your potential and how to fix them. Do you ever feel like you're putting in the work day after day, but somehow still feel stuck? You're not alone. A lot of people, maybe even you, are sabotaging their own potential without even realizing it. The truth is, there are 7 habits that could be holding you back right now, and they might be more dangerous than you think. If you're tired of being stuck and ready to unlock your full potential, stick around because we're about to change the way you think, act, and ultimately succeed. We all have dreams, right? Whether it's building a thriving career, starting your own business, or simply living a more fulfilling life, we all want to grow. But success isn't just about having big dreams. It's about the small, everyday habits that either propel you forward or quietly hold you back. Some of these habits are so ingrained in our daily lives that we don't even notice them anymore. But today, we're going to uncover 7 habits that might be secretly sabotaging your potential, and more importantly, how to fix them so you can finally move forward. Procrastination, the silent killer. Let's kick things off with one of the most common habits, procrastination. We've all been there, putting things off until tomorrow, telling ourselves we'll do it later. But let me tell you something, that later never comes. Every time you put something off, you're actually killing your momentum and eventually your progress. Take a moment and think, how many times have you told yourself you'd start tomorrow, only to find yourself in the same position next week? I want to introduce you to John. John was a talented writer, full of potential, but every day he chose to procrastinate. I'll start tomorrow, he'd say, until months went by and his dream book was still just an idea. The real problem with procrastination is that it steals your time, your energy, and your chances. So what can you do about it? Start small. Break your tasks into bite-sized pieces and tackle them one at a time. Instead of thinking about writing an entire book, think about writing just 1 page today. That small action will kickstart the momentum you need. Negative self-talk, the enemy within. Now let's talk about something a lot of us struggle with. Negative self-talk. You know those little voices in your head that tell you you're not good enough or this is too hard? It's like having a built-in enemy in your own mind. Let me tell you about Sarah. She was a smart, capable woman who had everything it took to land her dream job. But every time she walked into an interview, she felt like she wasn't good enough. I'll never get this job, she'd think, and that fear would hold her back from even trying her best. The real problem with negative self-talk is that it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. The more you tell yourself you can't, the more you'll believe it. So what's the fix? Start practicing positive affirmations. Every time that voice in your head says you can't, tell yourself, I can. Remind yourself of your strengths and the things you've already accomplished. Change the narrative in your head, and you'll start to see your potential in a whole new light. Fear of failure, holding you back from success. Let's face it, most of us are afraid of failure. We fear the embarrassment, the rejection, the possibility of not succeeding. But here's the thing, failure is not the end. It's a necessary part of the process. Think about Thomas Edison. He failed over 1,000 times before he invented the light bulb. But instead of giving up, he viewed each failure as a lesson learned. I didn't fail, he said. I just found 1,000 ways that won't work. The fear of failure often keeps us from trying new things or taking risks. But here's the truth. You can't succeed without first being willing to fail. So what's the fix? Start by embracing failure as a lesson. Don't be afraid to take risks. If you fail, learn from it, get back up, and try again. Remember, it's not failure that defines you, it's how you respond to it. Surrounding yourself with negative people. Here's a big one. Who are you spending your time with? The people around you can have a huge impact on your mindset and success. If you're constantly surrounded by negative people who tell you it's impossible, guess what? You'll start to believe that too. Take James, for example. He had big dreams of starting his own business, but every time he mentioned his ideas, his friends would laugh and say, that's too risky. Over time, their doubts became his doubts, and he started questioning his abilities. The solution? Surround yourself with people who lift you up. Find mentors, friends, or groups who inspire and support you. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with, so choose wisely. Multitasking, the illusion of productivity. Multitasking sounds productive, right? But research shows that trying to juggle multiple tasks at once actually reduces productivity. When you switch between tasks, your brain has to constantly reset, and in the process, you lose focus and make more mistakes. I used to think I was more productive by answering emails, working on a project, and scrolling through social media all at once. But all I ended up doing was spinning my wheels and never finishing anything. The fix is simple. Focus on one thing at a time. When you give your full attention to a task, you'll complete it faster and with higher quality. Try setting aside dedicated time for each task and eliminate distractions. Settling for mediocrity, not reaching for your full potential. How many of you have settled for just enough? It's easy to fall into the trap of doing the bare minimum, but here's the truth. Mediocrity never leads to greatness. If you want to reach your full potential, you've got to push yourself to do more than what's comfortable. Mark was stuck in a dead-end job. He was getting by, but he knew he wasn't living up to his potential. It wasn't until he decided to step out of his comfort zone and start working harder on his goals that things started to change. The fix? Challenge yourself. Set higher standards for yourself and aim for greatness. Don't settle for good enough. Neglecting your health, the foundation of everything. Finally, let's talk about health. Your mind and body are your foundation. If you're neglecting your health, whether it's poor eating habits, lack of exercise, or not getting enough sleep, everything else will suffer. David used to work 12-hour days thinking the hustle would pay off. But after months of burning the candle at both ends, he found himself exhausted, burned out, and unproductive. It wasn't until he started prioritizing his health that things turned around. The fix is simple. Make your health a priority. Eat well, exercise regularly, and get enough sleep. When you feel good physically, your mind will follow, and you'll be able to achieve more than ever before. Break free from these habits and unlock your full potential. These 7 habits are silently sabotaging your potential, but now you know the truth. You have the power to change them, and with small, consistent efforts, you can transform your life. It's time to break free from procrastination, negative self-talk, the fear of failure, and all the other habits that are holding you back. Start today. Make a commitment to yourself and step into the life you're meant to live. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe for more videos on personal growth, motivation, and unlocking your true potential. Share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And remember, the power to change is in your hands. It's time to take action.